Why does it get worse before it gets better? So for example, why, like you have made a decision to do something and then lots of things happen that seemingly go against this decision. I have this happening with my clients all the time, and this is what I want to talk about today. Why do things get worse before they get better? But first things first, my name is Lydia Wilmsen. I'm a life and mindset coach for successful entrepreneurs and C-suite leaders. And here on the channel, I talk about all things mindset, manifestation, conscious creation, entrepreneurship, and business growth. And thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing, liking, and commenting. And yeah, let's get started with today's topic. So why do things get worse before they get better? I am at the moment selling, or not selling, there is like a launch for my then rolling mastermind. So the expansion mastermind is launching. We are starting October 1st, 2024. And you can join at any time. So also in the future, whenever you want. There is a pre-sale at the moment. And the people who are joining are experiencing something, like not all of them, but a few of them. So they make the powerful decision to expand, like the name of the mastermind. I want to join the mastermind. I am joining the mastermind. I am paying the first rate, or I'm paying everything, or I'm just making the decision and then I want to join, I have made the decision. And then what happens? One client lost their job. They were fired from their job. And it's like all of a sudden I have made this decision to invest in myself. I have made the decision to expand in business, because this person also has a business, and in life, in relationships. Like I made the decision to go beyond anything and everything I've experienced so far. I am investing in my growth. I have made the decision for my growth. And yeah, made the decision, bam, losing the job. Another client made the decision, and then wife gets ill, something with money shows up, like some money issues, same story. This happened to me. I made the decision at some point this year to really increase to the next level financially. So it was really a big decision for me. It wasn't so much about like action taking, it was more, like stepping into the identity of these next numbers I wanted to see in my different bank accounts. And then all of a sudden, someone took, there was a fraudulent action on one of my accounts, and a big sum of money was taken out of my account. And it was like, my God, I just made the decision to grow financially, and then money is being taken from my account. So, and this has happened with countless other people. I'm just giving you these examples right now because they are quite fresh. It's like I make this decision for going beyond. I make this decision of growing. And then something happens almost going against that. It's almost like, no, now you don't have the money. Now you shouldn't spend the money. Now you should be responsible and, stay where you are. And this is what I call when your old programming shows up, your old identity shows up and really fights you. It wants you to stay where you were before. It wants you to go back to the old state of being. So you are you with who you are, everything you are. Then you make the decision of I want to go there. And then it's your old identity, fighting you to bring you back down. And it gives you circumstances, scenarios, people, things that happen, fears, worries, old limiting beliefs. It gives you all of that in order to bring you back down to hey, come back to the comfort of the known, come back to the place of safety, come back to the old story. And once you understand that, my coach helped me understand that, it was in that moment, because I have my own blind spots, this is why you have a coach on whatever level you are, to help you review what is happening in your life and give you different reframes and help you understand this is what I have to do and this is how I have to think to stay in my new identity. So this is what happened. My coach told me hey, celebrate this. If this happened to me, I would be laughing because it is so plain in your face. You're making a decision of going beyond that, and then bam, money is being taken out of your account. Or when it goes like, if you take a different scenario, if you wanna, I often give these dating examples, like someone says like, hey, I really wanna approach that person, or I wanna show up differently with my wife, and I have made the decision to bring our relationship to the next level. And then the way the wife says something like really negative and really like the opposite, and it's like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done this. Like I should go back to, you know, like to how it was and how I thought before and how I felt before. And yes, and my coach reminded me in that situation, no, it of course is your old identity wanting to bring you down again. So I would celebrate, I would laugh and be like, so funny that I get shown this. Like it is plain in your face. It makes so much sense. And then you can easily let it go. You can understand, I don't have to give in to that old story. I don't have to give in to, oh my God, whenever I expand financially, the money is being taken from me. Or, you know, like I want to grow, I want to make my business bigger, and then I lose my job and it's like, oh my God, like how do I get the money or whatever? No, don't give in to the old story. Like, of course you can, but then you will be creating results like you created before. So you will have the same, you will stay the same, so to say, and your circumstances will stay the same. And if you're serious about creating a different life for you, a different reality for you, you will have to respond differently. You will have to respond in a way of looking at it from the new identity, staying aligned with the vision, staying aligned with the desire, staying in the new identity. Of course, this is mine. Of course, sorry, itchy nose. Of course, the new is happening. Of course, my financial goals are coming true. Of course, my business is succeeding. Of course, I will grow beyond anything I thought possible in my relationships, in my life, in my business. So instead of letting the old story and these circumstances pull you down to the old way of being, almost see it as a powerful reminder, like in your face, that it is working. You are expanding, and this is why the old story gets so strong and wants to bring you down. So it's not like bad things and bad signs that are happening that are telling you, you shouldn't do that. No, it's actually signs that you're expanding so much that your old story, your old identity is fighting for its dear life and wants to bring you back down because they see it's working. Your old identity can feel that you're shedding and almost like letting the old identity die, and it doesn't want that. So it keeps bringing things into your reality where it's like, hey, come back to me, come back to me. And you have to keep walking. You have to keep walking and not look back. And connecting with that new identity of it is working. So yes, I got my money back and I made more money and I've saved more money than ever before in my life. So it is working, but there is sometimes this situation, this like pullback. You can also see it as a pullback. There are these swings, no, what's the name? Like this thing that you pull and then you like let a stone or something fly. There is a name for that. String? No. So it's like the pullback. And if you now give in to the pullback, yes, you will go back to the old. But if you just let yourself be pulled back and keep focused, like keeping focused on where you're headed, it will like propel you forward massively. So start reframing this situation. Start seeing it differently. Start approaching it from not the place of like, oh my God, I shouldn't do something, or like horrible things happen, I shouldn't be thinking this, I shouldn't do that. And instead see it like, this is actually almost a sign that I should keep going, because my old identity is screaming and holding on for its dear life. So I keep going to experience the new. And I have this with all my clients. And by the way, why does it get worse before it gets better? It doesn't need to. It is just that sometimes, or often actually happens, especially when you make big jumps and big changes, and there is still a lot of old story left in you. The more that you let go of that old story, and the more you have these experiences of it's working, you know, like I just let go of the old and it is working. So the more you have the experience of it is working, it has worked before, I see the same pattern, so I just keep going, the less this will happen. I'm sorry. So it doesn't need to happen. I am just making this video for you in case it happens, so that you understand it and that you don't let yourself get like distracted and think like, oh my God, I have to go back to the old. Like, no, keep going. It's a sign that your old programming is waking up and wants to get you back to where you were. It's almost like these, what's the dogs? The German Shepherd or something, you know, like these dogs. It's almost like a watch hound, like wanting, like keeping you safe. It wants to keep you safe. New story shows up, it's barking at it, it's bringing like all these like scenarios up, come back to me, and you're saying like, no, I keep going. That's all that happens. And once you understand it, it's so much easier to go through. What could have happened, for example, when this money was taken from my account? I could have focused on that and said like, I will never get this back. Everything will get worse. And that would have created those scenarios. But I focused on, of course I get the money back. Of course, it's already back in my account. And of course it gets better and better and better. So I needed to shift my story into that. The same with my clients. I lost my job. It's an invitation. I am still being paid, and now I can focus 100% of my energy on my business, and I can make this so big like never before. Or like, wife is ill and this is happening. No, I stay aligned on what I want and I do the work. And this is the only sign I ever need that it is actually working. And then put all your energy behind the new way of being, behind the new identity basically, and keep going. And these circumstances will shift, new circumstances will show up, and these things will be a thing of the past if you keep going. If you keep turning back, looking back, you will go back there. If you don't want that, if you want new results, keep going. And this is the only reason why sometimes things seem to be getting worse before they get better. Give it a good meaning for yourself. Give it the meaning of it's working. Perceive it as it's happening for me instead of against me. And this will be the case. Okay, so much for today. If you have any further questions, let me know. Please leave a comment, say hi, leave a question if you want to, subscribe to my channel, like this video if you liked it, and until the next video.